Right, I'm live. How's everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? So I'm live, and it rained a little bit the other day, but it didn't rain to the point where I don't have to water everything today. Definitely still got to water everything today. I need that rain to pour for several days. I really do. So today's topic, I'm talking about. Let me see how much water I got in here. Oh, did it fill all the way up? Hell yeah. Okay, we in business now. At least my rain barrel filled all the way up. That's good. So today I'm doing my topic. My husband, he had to go see about um, his family. Um, the caretaker got hospitalized of an elder family member, and so um, my husband, being the man that he is, it's his aunt, and her son is sick. So she's elderly. And so, you have to take up the slack, of course, and see what's up and help evaluate stuff when the person who takes care of the caretaker is hospitalized. That's a challenge. And there's some kids involved too. So my husband is evaluating what he needs to do to support. And so, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I woke them up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They were in the flowers sleep, and I poured water. I'm sorry. I apologize. I do. I forgot y'all sleep in there. They like, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. They coming out the flower. They sleeping there. I'm sorry. But yeah, so he's evaluating how much support, is needed. And so I know for myself, I'm not much of a child sitter with rambunctious children. I'm too old for that. But I did, volunteer to go shopping as well as to clean up or, vacuum mop, do laundry, whatever needs to be done. I ask that that I be given a list of things that need the tasks that need to be done, and then I'll help take care of those things. You know, because when people have low energy and stuff like that, and I know for women, you know, we'll push ourselves. We see our house getting out of hand, bathroom ain't been cleaned in 2 weeks or something like that. We feel like we're obligated to go and do it. Oh, look at the tomatoes. We feel obligated, even though we're not well. So I told him to let his aunt know while he's there that I need her to give me. And I think that's the thing with folks, when they need you, don't even be like, do you need help? Tell them I need you to give me tasks, things I can do to help you. Tell me exactly what you want me to do, you know. And I had to do that before when his grandmother was sick, and she had passed away, and she was staying with that particular aunt, and it was very difficult to clean that room that she stayed in out. And so I was there. I folded all of grandma's clothes, and I cleaned the room and made it tidy and took all her personal items, and I, put them in one place. And then I asked her what did she want to do with them. And she told me it was just hard, to clean out somebody's room, but you have to do it at some point. And so I did. I voluntarily did that. I was like, I'll clean the room out so you don't have to deal with it's painful, you don't have to deal with that. So I went, and she said she wanted to take everything to the Goodwill. So I cleaned the room out, folded, and made sure everything that she wanted to keep, she kept, any pictures, photos, or memoirs. And she went through it, and she said, "Oh, you can take the rest to Goodwill." So I took all the rest of the stuff to Goodwill. So that really worked out. But anyhow, um, anyway, my task today is to water this garden alone. I can do it. Usually my husband will do one half of the yard. I'll do the other half. Sometimes it just depends on my mood, but it's cool today, so I'm gonna do the whole thing. No big deal. No big deal. I get up real early. It's like 9, almost 10. So I'm doing the lower garden because this is the part that gets hot quickly. So I'm gonna do this first, and then I'll go to the middle and then the upper garden. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I can take care of it. But anyway, my topic today is needed. It's so needed, y'all. I'm happy. I don't see any bugs, worms, signs of decay. Everything was really healthy, so I'm happy. And I went to the store to test their butternut squash. My butternut squash seems like it has a very, very hard core. Like the skin is hard as fuck. And so I went and I took my fingernail and dug into another butternut squash to find out that basically that's just how the butternut squash is. It's got a hard core. I mean, a hard outer core. No big deal. Watering the tea trees. But see, this is the part right here. Just these two. That's what you would turn into a tea leaf. That part. And so you have to have a bunch of these. You're only going to have a couple of top leaves. So you have to grow these in bunches. So I'm considering how I'm going to turn all of this into tea. This whole thing gonna have to be tea for it to actually mean something. The plant alone ain't shit. I'm realizing that most plants alone, they're not much. It has to be bundles and groups. That's how they grow better. Bundles and groups. So I'm realizing that even with tea, I'm gonna have to have bundles and groups. So anyway, my topic today is I'm talking about gardening ain't for everybody. Okay, there are lots of options for people who like plants, but they don't necessarily like gardening. Do y'all see right here on my house? That's a big ass spider web. As you can see, he been real busy. Okay, he been real busy. That's a spider. There's spiders in every corner and crevice. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this too. Let me move around. So let me put that down. There's a spider right here. You see, that's what they do. There's a spider. I may not be able to see him, but there's a spider. Everywhere they can hang a spider web, here goes another spider. There's another one. They're all across here on my house. Y'all see that right there? That's wasps. Them little holes, that Georgia clay, they built a house. There's a bunch of wasps in there. Okay? Here's another spider's web. If you're going to be in a garden, a gardener in nature, you cannot be afraid. I don't know if y'all remember yesterday when I was walking past, I said, oh shit, I'm sorry. I walked into his spider web is gone. And I felt bad. They put up spider webs everywhere because spiders have a purpose. Here goes one. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's beautifully woven. Can y'all see it? You probably can't. Sometimes you can't see the spider. He sits to the side. There are spiders everywhere. Why do spiders exist? Because they balance out nature. They catch bugs. There's a spider web there on my house, okay? A lot of people don't respect nature, but they want to be in it. You might not be a gardener. Just saying. If you don't respect nature, you just might not be a gardener. Because a gardener has to understand that everything has a purpose. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all up here. Y'all see these holes? These are called carpenter bees. Look what they did right there. They tore that shit up. They be in there having a good time. All across here has been carpenter bees. They have put holes in everything they can. And I will oftentimes see them in there digging, flying around. Okay. They be having a good time. I see the what you call it, the they in there digging, and you can see the dust they create. They create dust. You see the dust coming out the hole. They in there digging. They having a good time. There's woodpeckers that will peck on your home. But see, people who are not into nature, and I think in order to be into nature, in order to be a gardener, you have to be into nature. You have to be. You kind of have to be because it's a symbiotic relationship between plants and animals and insects. And if you don't like that, then you're probably not a gardener. If every time you see something flying, you're running and scraping and scrambling and crying, you're probably not a gardener. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not putting anybody down. I have a friend who's not a gardener, really. I won't say the one crop she grows in her backyard. I'll leave that to your guess. But my friend, she's not really a gardener. She doesn't like getting her hands in the dirt. She don't like digging and shit. She don't like sweat. She don't like surprise snakes. You know what I'm saying? She don't like bugs. She likes clean shit. So you know what my friend does? She has a whole rainforest in her home. She has a green thumb. So what my friend has done is she has brought all her plants into her basement where she has lots of lighting, and she puts all her plants throughout the house. She's got great lighting throughout the house. And I mean, she's good. She grows limes and lemon trees on the inside of her house. She's got all kind of indoor damn plants, okay? And so when you're a person who's not a gardener but you love plants, and see, there's a difference between loving plants and being a gardener. It's a big difference. Because see, the garden should bring you peace. The garden should bring you peace. You should feel comfortable in the garden. You should feel comfortable when you see worms and shit. You'd be like, oh, good. But if you're like, oh, how can I kill it? You're not a gardener. I'm just telling y'all because a lot of people think that gardening is about, being able to show people you got some fruits and vegetables. That's not what gardening is about. Gardening is about appreciating the natural order and the symbiotic relationships between plants, animals, insects, and the elements. Okay. And one of the benefits of gardening is that you do get fruits and vegetables and other things you grow. But if you don't appreciate those particular things, anytime I lift up a rock, do you guys know what I'm expecting to see? Anytime I lift up a pot, a piece of wood, anytime I decide to move something around, you know what I'm expecting? The moment I move that, you know what I'm expecting? I'm totally expecting some little animal of some sort, some life form. I'm expecting to see a snake and I'm not worried about it, right? A gardener is going to come in contact with snakes constantly. I don't know if people know that. You're going to come in contact with snakes. You can't be trying to kill snakes. You can't be trying to kill everything that moves. That's not a gardener. You're not trying to pour a poison or kill everything that's living because you got some kind of issue with everything. So, for example, you got people that don't like bees. You see the bees? I'm at one with the bees. When I see the bees, I say, hey guys, the bees are my friends. See, the bees, they pollinate my fruits and my vegetables, they pollinate the flowers. The bees have a purpose. I'm at one with the bees. I don't like wasps. I don't like wasps, but I'm not out here trying to kill all the bees and the wasps. I'm not looking for pesticides to kill them. So that's what I'm saying. If your first instinct when you see these critters, if your first instinct is to destroy them, you're not a gardener. You're just not a gardener, man. If every time you see a spider, you trying to get some spider spray, or you trying to tear down the web, right? You trying to kill the spider, you don't get it. You got to do indoor plants. Just do indoor. Just grow you some indoor plants. Get you some nice little pretty pots, right? Get you some nice pretty pots, and you can control everything inside. You can control the temperature. You can control the growth rate. You can control everything. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the other side because I can't get to the peppers. That's all I'm saying. You got to go and do indoor plants. A lot of people assume that they can be gardeners and they can't because they don't like the dirt. They don't actually like nature. I got a plant that's hidden. Where is it? I keep looking out for him. They keep trying to cover him up to kill him. Where is he? Hold on, let me figure out where he's at. I got this pepper plant and every day they assault him. See, you're gonna have to move, bruh. There you go. There you go. You trying to see? That's the shit I'm talking about. Y'all see that? He's trying to kill him. Y'all see that? Ah, look at what he's done. He's strangling him. Okay, I'm about to free you, brother. Don't even worry about it. Hold on. I'm about to free you. Y'all hold on a second. Hold on. I'm about to free him. No, you didn't. Every day you do this. Why do you do this to him? Why do you do this to him every day? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find something to lay this. I just lay it down. I can't. Okay, hold on. Okay, I freed him. Y'all see what he did? He strangled him. Y'all see that? He took and wrapped all the way around him and strangled him. Why you do that? I be looking out for my little buddy. So he grew his ass over here and then he used this right here. He had him wrapped good too. He had him wrapped good. He had wrapped all the way around him so he couldn't breathe. You bastard. You low down bastard, you. Ugh, okay. So here we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And this right here, this is a weed. You see what he doing? This is a plant, and because I feed it, he decided he want to dig his ass in. You out of here. And put my plant back in the ground and leave him alone. He trying to steal his water. Okay. Now he's restored. Boy, these must be acting crazy up in here. They be doing the most, baby. Okay, I gotta get out because the water's coming. I gotta get out. Okay, let me get out of here. Woo! That's a tricky place. All right, I'm out of there. Okay, got that water. Yeah, he tried to choke him out. You need to leave him alone. He just getting started. You choking. I took him the other direction. That's so mean. He choked the whole fuck out of him. By tomorrow, he'd have been dead. He wouldn't have got no light, no sun. So that's what they do. Every plant's goal is to go above the other one to block the sun. And if they have any way, they'll choke under and above ground, like the other one I just pulled. So that's what I'm saying. But back to my point, you have to be at one with nature. You know, you have to be at one with nature. You can't try to fight nature and be a gardener. You can't try to fight all the animals and the insects. And you want to put sprays and insecticides and pesticides all over the place. You can't do that. You got to let everybody be. And if you can't do that, you need to do indoor gardening. If you don't like heat and sweat, you got to do indoor gardening. And it kills me, all these people with these shortcuts. They try to act like it's a modern, better thing. It's not. It's escapism. It's escapism. A lot of these people doing all these so-called modern, weird ass shit. I'm just being honest with y'all. They're people who just need to have indoor gardens. And I'm not saying that from a mean place. Like me right now, I'm sniffling and shit. Sometimes gardening ain't for you if you got allergies. I refuse to acknowledge that I have allergies. I just be tolerating the shit. So I keep post nasal drip. I always got a scratchy throat. I always got sinuses and sniffling and shit. It comes with the territory. On my arms, I got these bites and shit, agitations from the different leaves that rub against me. I tolerate it because I love gardening. And I'm not about to medicate the hell out of myself for every little thing. Got an ointment for this or something for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to medicate myself to be a gardener. It ain't gonna hurt me if my nostrils and my throat is agitated a lot. It's not gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna die. So I tolerate it. But if you got allergies and you just can't take it, gardening might not be for you. Look at my babies. Look at them. Two little bees. They in there sleeping. Look at my little ladybug. Look at her. Look at old girl doing her job. Okay. So if you are disturbed by ladybugs and worms and ants and all the little creepy crawlers, if you are gonna scream and run and try to kill snakes and destroy the spiders, if you want to do all of that, you're not supposed to be in the garden, probably. The nature of the garden is to appreciate all living things. I talk about my fucking squirrel. I be dragging that nigga. I be dragging the whole hell out my squirrel. But I made peace with the fact that he decided that he gonna live here. I have finally made peace. I still be talking shit, but I've made peace with the fact that he's a squirrel and my fertile soil is an ideal place for him to bury his little nuts all day long. I have made peace with the fact that me and this squirrel are gonna share this garden. When I'm out here, he gets the hell on. He watches me from the fence. Sometimes he barks and yells to tell me to get out, but I ignore his ass and I shout back at him. And so we've been for about what 3 years, me and this squirrel. We've been having this symbiotic relationship, as tumultuous as it might be sometimes. I'm gonna show y'all where he be leaving his little nuts. He'll dig them up and then he'll leave them next to my plants. Like, yeah, bitch, I'm still here, and I tolerate it. You know, I got all these little birds that come around, and yes, their goal sometimes is to eat my berries, but my job is to make sure I get my berries before they eat them. That's all. But I ain't gonna be out here shooting birds and you know putting bird traps down. You got to have a symbiotic relationship. And like I said, most important thing, if you're not okay, like right here, if I pull this little thing up or I move this bucket, I'm totally expecting a snake under there. When I move like there's snakes around me. They can never surprise me. I've been gardening too long. I know what they do and I know where they move. Okay. You got to be at peace with that type of thing. Okay. These things come up so quick. It looks like a plant, but it ain't. Okay. Wow, look at that basil. That basil is growing, baby. That thing is growing. Okay. So one of the things I got to do is I got to pinch off. I don't need it to flower, so I'm pinching it off. I'm pinching off the tops. I don't need it to flower. Y'all should smell this. Oh my God. Ah, it smells so good. So I pinch off because I don't want it to flower. I want it to keep giving me fresh leaves, so I pinch it off. And I got to do that. So you got to come out every day. You got to come out often. Okay. So gardening is another thing. It takes time. It takes time and it takes patience. And it takes time to be aware, you know. Now, I don't build bird houses to attract birds to me, but some people do, you know. Some people put bird baths because they want to see birds. But I think my flowers naturally attract birds. So the birds come and they do what they do. The birds come and they eat certain insects. They do their job. I don't help or hurt birds. I'm neutral. But when you're a gardener, you pay attention to stuff like that. Everybody out here has a job. Everybody has a job. You really respect the job of every insect, every creepy crawler, everything. It has a point to it. Those things were doing what they do before you came and created the garden. See, a lot of people don't realize that. A garden is a central point where you've invited. You understand? A garden is a place where you have invited all of these things to coalesce in one space. When you create a garden, you're inviting them. You're inviting the worms. You're inviting the ants. You're inviting all the little creepy crawlers. You're inviting the snakes. You're inviting the weeds. You're inviting the plants. You're inviting the seeds. You're inviting everything. So how do you create a garden to invite a biosphere? Okay, you create a biosphere, and then you got the nerve to want to kill everything that enters it. Come on now, make it make sense. And that's what I'm saying. We get too far away from nature. We want to do stuff because we want to be on the internet. You know what I'm saying? We do stuff because we want to be on the internet. We want to claim a title. Look at this little white thing right here. I don't know what he is, but he got a job. He got some kind of job. Am I gonna kill him? Am I gonna get a spray for him? Nope. The only thing I got is some powder for my tomato plants because I need them to yield crops. And the powder that I have is a deterrent. It's not a killer. It's not an insecticide. I'm not trying to kill anything. So if you want to kill things, you're probably not a gardener, y'all. You need to get indoor plants. The you can control the temperature. You can control everything. You understand? If you want to be a control freak and you don't want to let shit do what it does naturally, you want to get you some customized plants. You go buy you some $47 plants. Get you get some pretty pots. Get you some plant food. You can get some plant wax. You can spray them and do all that shit. Indoor plants tolerate a lot of stuff, you know. There are people who spray the plant to make sure it shines, spray the plant. There's some people who literally wipe the plant clean, like give it a bath. You can be a total, like, hygienic, like, you know, person. You can do that. You can be a totally hygienic uh, control freak with indoor plants. You can. And a lot of the indoor plants, they're waxy, you know. They don't tolerate. They got thick ass leaves. They don't need much water, you know. And that's the thing. If you don't want to come out every day and be in the hot sun, and you don't want to have to feed your plants. You know, I think irrigation systems make sense once you get so big of a garden, but there's a pleasure of literally walking through your plants, seeing them, looking at what they're doing, watching how they grow, how they're moving, which direction they decided to go. And sometimes if you put your garden on like a auto water, right? You're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose that interaction. I'm just telling you, okay? You're gonna lose that. You don't have the intimacy with your garden if you put it on some kind of hydroponic situation. You just make sure that it's dripping, and then you come out every couple of days. Now, I'm not saying those people aren't gardeners that do that. I'm not saying that, but the intimacy is missed. If you have your garden on an irrigation system, especially a timed one, there's a little bit of a disconnect. There's a little something you're missing out on. And I mean, I thought about it. I looked at the systems and I was like, you know what? I see this system, but I don't want it to replace what I do. I like going into the garden and stepping over my plants and feeding and watering them. I enjoy that. And I'm not going to sit here and say from day one that I was a perfect gardener. But since I was a child, I always had a desire and a love of living organisms. I was that little black girl. My mom was like, oh my God, you brought another frog in this house. You know, I was always picking up frogs and touching insects. She used to tell me all the time, I don't know what I'm gonna do if you come in here swole up because you didn't got into something. I used to get into shit, you know. I'd get crickets, I'd get lizards, all kind of different creepy crawlers, you know. I appreciate the little creepy crawlers. That makes me a natural gardener. They don't bother me. I sit down on the ground, y'all. You got folks that will not sit down on the ground. You'll see me sit in a chair, but there's a lot of times I get on my knees. I sit down like when I was digging and doing all this shit. I was sitting on this. I get a yoga mat and I sit my ass on the ground. But you got people that are literally afraid of dirt and they want a garden. Seriously, you got people who are turned the whole fuck off by dirt. I wear gloves a lot because when I be cooking, see, I be cooking. If I wasn't a cooking person, I wouldn't even wear garden gloves. I used to didn't wear garden gloves. That's why I don't keep fingernails because I'm a gardener. It's hard to be a gardener and have fingernails, y'all. And I only wear gloves because I'm always cooking. And what I would find, what I would find is, what I would find if I get my fingers in the dirt, start pulling weeds and doing this and that, I'm talking about my fingers would be just black. And it would take me almost 20 minutes to feel like I had scrubbed all the dirt from underneath my nails, around my nails, to really get my hands clean. So do I really want to spend 20 minutes when I know I got to cook, washing my hands? So that's when I started wearing gloves consistently, you know, because I cook. I immediately leave here and I go cook. I don't got 20 minutes to sit and scrub. I got a little brush scrubber. I don't got time for that. So that's why a lot of times, and I mean, it depends. If I'm digging deep, 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 doing a lot, then I'll put gloves on. Sometimes I come out here and I'll make sure I don't dig and get stuff under my nails. I'll pull weeds. Like you saw me just pull a weed with my bare hand. You got some people, they literally will not touch any plants or weeds without gloves. They scared of the plant. You can't be scared of plants and weeds and stuff. Now you got to know what poison oak is. Okay, you got to know what's it? Poison oak, poison ivy. You better know what that shit is and don't touch it. There's a couple more, and then some shit just got irritants. Okay, some plants just got fucking irritants to them. And see, I'm already sweating. This this uh this here this here heat done got on my ass already. Y'all feel me? I'm sweating. My shirt, I just put it on. I am sweating. If you don't like that feeling of sweat, if you don't like the little discomfort, the tinge of heat and stickiness, you can't be a gardener. You can't sit out here with no fucking fan. Okay? Heat is what makes these things grow. So you got people who hate the heat, they hate the plants, they don't want to touch anything, they don't like dirt, they don't like critters, they don't like spiders, they don't like bugs, they don't like bees, they don't like ants, they don't like weeds, they don't like nothing. And they barely want to water the plants themselves. They want a system to do it. You know what I'm saying? They want technology to water the plant. You're not a gardener. It's okay. That's why they have indoor plants. That's all I'm saying. If your allergies or you can't take it. I got these, I got to put shea butter on my arm every day. I don't give a whole fuck. I'm coming back out here. My skin will eventually harden up or get used to it. Whatever's irritating it on this particular arm, it's going to get used to it. Just like I'm not playing into the whole allergies game. I'll get used to it. I am used to it. I'm not taking no goddamn Benadryl every day. Fuck that. I will get used to sniffling and sneezing and coughing. I'll get used to it. It's okay. I care about the garden more. I'll be honest. I embody a gardener. I enjoy it. It is my peace. And that's what I'm saying. If you are somebody who is troubled, you know, if you're troubled by all the different things, the elements, the bugs, the animals, the sounds, the heat, I ain't even got to the working part yet. The working, the time, I ain't even got to that. If you feel the need to kill everything that comes around the garden, all the insects, all the animals, you're not a gardener. You got to go take yourself and get you some indoor plants. If you're running from mosquitoes all the time, that might be a sign if you can't adjust to it. I don't like mosquitoes. That shit irritates the fuck out of me. You know what I use? Skin So Soft. Because I'm not going nowhere. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going no damn where. The mosquito can go somewhere. I'm not. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You have to really, really look at yourself. If you're not willing to sit on the ground, you're not willing to touch plants with your bare hands. If you worry and paranoid, if everything is bothering you, if it's not if you want to put Lysol on everything and you want to kill everything, if you mostly running from shit, you probably ain't cut out for gardening. You ain't cut out for that shit, man. You're not cut out for it. If all of this stuff brings you anxiety, worry, and you gotta keep buying shit, gotta buy insecticide, I gotta buy pesticide, I gotta buy this, I gotta if you gotta buy a whole lot of shit, if you gotta bring all kind of weird ass contraptions and shit into the mix, listen, it's simple. Water, compost and nutrients, plants and sun, that's it. All that extra shit, I don't know what that is. It's real simple. It's real simple. It don't take all that. People be doing the most. It's like we create capitalism over everything. We create capitalism over everything, you know? And they like it like that. You buy these garden beds. I got those garden beds from my daughter over there. Raised garden beds. Because she don't like the ground. She ain't a gardener. She don't like sitting on the ground. She don't like it. I bought those for her. But me, I got 4 pieces of wood, put them together and dump dirt in there. That's what I did. I got 4 pieces of wood. One, two, three, four. 4 corners. And I dumped dirt in there. And there we go. Because see, container gardening, it is what it is. People do the best they can. But I'm just telling you, container gardening is a thing that people do when they're not committed. So I'm gonna get into the work ethics here. Container gardening is a shortcut. I'm not shitting on it. If you live in an apartment, all you can do is container garden. You do that. But I'm here to tell you, a lot of plants are not going to be contained to a fucking container. Okay? They're not. Why? Because they weren't meant to be. The last thing a plant is thinking about is how do I stay within the confines of this uh, man-made plastic container. That's the last thing a plant is thinking about. Look at these. Hold on one second. Let me get this water. I got one last douse on this side, and I'm almost done. I'm about to go to the other side. But do you think that plant gives a fuck about your plastic cute container? They don't give a fuck about that. They're not trying to stay within the confines of that. So container gardening, you got to do ungodly and weird shit, like grow a plant upside down. You know, that's not how it grows. It likes to go against gravity. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. I thought something happened. Nothing happened. It's just that I took the tomatoes off of here. I was like, uh-oh. I thought that was a sign. Look at this beautiful, marvelous plant. Look at it from the bottom to the top. Look how it spreads. This motherfucker is all over the place. They're intertwined. They're everywhere. Do you think this can be contained in a container? No, it wasn't designed that way. It wasn't meant to do that. It was meant to grow up and out and expand. Can beans, can they really grow in a container? Look at all this. Look at all this God-given juice. Look at all of that. How can that fit in a container? Containers are just a lack of commitment. Okay? That's a lack of commitment. Look at this beautiful pepper. Now, y'all listen. I'm about to show you what I'm talking about. Y'all see these little things right here? Those peppers were the same as this pepper. They were born at the same time, planted at the same time. This right here, that pepper is the same as that. What's the difference? A container. I took that shit out of a container from day one, put it right in there. Bam. That I left in the container. Y'all see the difference? Containers do exactly that. They stunt growth. They don't allow things to develop and flourish. This can't fit in no container. This can't fit in no container. This squash, that thing starts over there. It trails all the way around here. You can follow it. And now he's up in the air somewhere over here. You can't put that in a container. Y'all understand? Container gardening is some kind of modern weird shit that people do, not understanding that the plants don't need that. They need freedom. They need space to grow. Their roots know when they're being contained. And if you don't understand stuff like that, this is a zucchini plant. What do you think it's going to do? This motherfucker is 3 feet tall. It's huge and it's constantly expanding. What is it going to do in a pot? Nothing but stunted growth. Container gardening, I'm just going to keep it real. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Put this stuff in the ground. See, we get away from God. I'm not trying to, get on no holy roller shit. I'm just saying we get away from God with all these synthetic weird shits that we do. Okay? You see all that shit that be going on under the ground? That's what be going on under the ground. We do all this weird synthetic stuff just so we can say we're participating in stuff. I have a garden. You go out there and look, and it's like a whole bunch of plastic and a bunch of plants struggling for life with stunted growth, dehydrated. You be like, what? What is you doing? What is you doing? What is you doing? You grew me only to contain me? What the hell? And the plants don't know what to do. So my experiments in the garden this year have been based around containers. If you have noticed, that's intentional. I've realized that I can stunt the growth of something so that I can hold back the plant from development so that I can layer my garden. But the most important thing I understand is that this is not your greatest potential. I know for a fact that that tomato that's sitting in that little container, I know for a fact I'm holding your growth back so that I'm waiting for these to yield and then they fall away. And when they fall away, you'll go in the ground because your greatest potential is in the ground. I know that. But you have people who are not gardeners and they lie to themselves. They tell themselves that this pot, this piece of plastic, this pretty piece of plastic is the greatest potential of the plant. It's not. It's stunted growth. You can't put this in a pot. You can't put that in a container bin. I showed y'all my rosemary in a container bin and what it looks like. It looks like shit. It's weak, but look at this. This is a plant that has all the freedom and it's growing and it's healthy and it's reproducing. It started out with one stalk and look what it's turned into a whole fucking bush. This is the greatest potential. It's free in the ground where it's supposed to be. So all these container gardens and raised beds, it is yet another capitalistic journey that people take because they want to participate in something and get shortcuts and do things that's not natural to them. They want containers because they don't want to touch the ground. They want to stand and be gardeners, right? They don't want to dig, right? Okay, I don't know why this is here. But if you're always running from plants, I mean, you're always running, you don't want to touch plants with your hand. You're always running from all the little critters and the insects, you know? It might not be for you. You have to go and just get you some indoor plants, like my friend. She got a ton of indoor plants. If you don't like the sticky, the nasty, the feeling of humidity on your body, the sweating, the work, I'm gonna get to work. A garden is work. A garden is work. And a lot of people don't want to do the work. It's grimy, it's dirty. Look at my shoe. I'm standing in mud. I'm standing in dirt. I have to wash my feet off. You don't wear socks with these gardening shoes. So the bottom of my feet, y'all, by the time I get done, the bottom of my feet are brown with dirt. Okay? If you need a can of Lysol so you can feel clean while you garden, if you feel the urge to put Febreze around you or own stuff, if you want Mr. Clean to be in the dirt so you can feel better, you probably need to get an indoor gardening phone. You can control the climate, you can control everything. You don't have to be hot. But this is hard work. This is hot work and it's hard work. I'm about to dig this up right here. This right here is about to come up today. I'm not even watering that. I'm gonna replant cilantro. Okay? It's hard work. I'm gonna dig all that out. As soon as I get done digging it out, I'm gonna replant. It's hard work. You got people that don't want to do no hard work. Y'all know how many trips I done made bent over? This is exercise. Bent over, picking up stuff, watering can, bent over, stooping, leaning, all this stuff. It's hard work. I got a wheelbarrow over there. That shit ain't no prop. I got a shovel over there. That shit ain't no prop. We got to get real with stuff. You got to put shit in the ground. Quit playing. And why do people not want to put shit in the ground? This is that work ethic, y'all. I ain't fussing. I'm just telling y'all. Why do people not want to put shit in the ground? Because it's work. Y'all see that? Look at this whole thing. Let me show you. Let me tell you all the work I had to do. I'm just gonna show you something simple, real simple. Okay. To do this, nothing's really here. It's not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot here. But this is a defined area. What does that mean? I had to literally come and dig up all the weeds. Okay. I work smart too. So what I did is I put down a whole bunch of, what do you call it? Of boxes. I put a whole bunch of boxes down. Okay. And when I put all them boxes down, I left them down. Left them for about 2 months. When I lift the box up, guess what? All the weeds are gone. Okay. That's cool. That kept me from having to pull roots and do all the extra stuff. I still had to pull roots, but it was easy because I had killed the weeds. So after I killed all the weeds using the boxes, laying flat right on them, denying them sun. Again, notice how things work. If you deny things sun, they don't grow. Baby, it's human. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. I love it though. I love it. You gotta love that sweat. You gotta love that sticky. And if you hate that shit and you need a fan and an air conditioner or a bubble or some weird shit to protect you from the outer core, you probably need an indoor plant, house room. You call it? What they call it? What do they call that? When you have indoor plants? A green room. My grandmother has a green room. Gardening ain't for everybody. It's all these little weird things that people are doing to try to do the opposite. There's so many beautiful things that you see. I bought this. It's called a butterfly bush. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I bought a butterfly bush. That's what this is. Butterflies love these things. They love it because it's a thousand little things for them to eat. They love it. This is called a butterfly bush. You see what I'm saying? I'm not scared of a damn butterfly. I understand the nature of a butterfly. I brought the butterfly bush here so I could see butterflies. You understand? So you're inviting nature in, not trying to kill it. You're accepting nature as it is. You're not trying to sanitize dirt. Okay? You're not trying to avoid sweat. Let me go back to this. So this right here, I had to do all of that. Okay? Lay the cardboard, that's work. Keep checking it, making sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. You gotta even sometimes water it, give it some hydration so that it gets soggy and really sticks to the ground, which kills the weeds even better. Then you gotta take up the cardboard. Okay. Once you take up the cardboard, what's the next move? You gotta pull all the little, whatever. You gotta till the ground. I did that shit by hand. I didn't come out here with no machine. I set my ass right there on that ground and I pulled each and every one of them weeds up. I cleared this whole area. That's why it's clear. When I got done clearing, I had my husband get me a level. He got me a level. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line that goes with these. And I had to sit there and literally dig 2 inches in to put this barrier to define the area. I need to redo it because one of them fell and one of them fell over there. I gotta straighten them up. But that's work, sitting on the ground and digging 2 inch trellis all the way down 30 feet. That's work. Now over here, I haven't dug into the ground. Up there, I'm gonna show y'all that. I dug into the ground. I actually think I have it on camera. I dug 20 feet with my bare fucking raw natural energy. I dug all that out so I could put dirt in. So that garden right there, it took me almost a week. I was sweating profusely every single day. I was digging 2 feet into the ground to get out the red clay. That's work, y'all. That's dedication. All of that is dug out. 2 feet of red clay. Where did I dump it? These piles over here. Y'all see these piles where the garlic is growing and all the way down? I throwed that dirt right there. So the wheelbarrow was working, baby, down the hill against gravity. It was not easy. I worked my ass off. I shoveled all that red clay out. I was digging, 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 and dumping. Digging, 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 dumping. Okay. And when I got done with that, I had to go over here and I had to fill my wheelbarrow up with compost, take it over here and dump it. Fill it up, dump it. Fill it up, dump it. 7, 8 days straight. That shit ain't no joke. I have a lack of water up there on the hill, so what I'm about to do is this is the hard work. I'm about to take these barrels of water up the hill. This is gonna take my temperature, my body temperature way up. Because these gallons, 5 gallons of water are quite heavy. I got one in my hand. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. But you got people, they don't really want to garden. They don't really want to garden. They don't want to do that hard work. Sometimes you got to dig deep too, right? So this whole area up here was looking like a swimming pool when I got done. This whole entire area was looking like a swimming pool because I had dug, 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 and dug. Ooh, oh, 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 look at my baby. Oh, 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 okay. Oh, oh, uh-oh. We got twins, y'all. We got twins. We got twins over here. Okay. We have to coexist. So one of the things I have to tell you is I have to coexist with ants. I know exactly where they are. That's my job. Y'all see this right here? This is a little ant colony. Do I go and get insecticide and kill them? No. They have a job. I'm going to leave them right there. What does that mean? When I come around this area, I am very aware of their presence. This area right here, there's no ant hill, but there's a lot of big, fat, red ants that hang out in this area. So when I'm gardening, I stay out of their way. I let the bees live. I don't run from them. I'm not afraid. The bees have a job. But you have, I'm not trying to be funny, but particularly you have women that want to garden and they don't understand nature and they don't really like nature. They don't like dirt. They don't like work. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I work like a man out here. I work like a whole entire fucking man. Okay? I work like a man out here. All that digging, this whole fucking shit was 2 feet deep. I work like a man on a construction field. Okay? I mean a construction site. I just brought up some more water. I'm going down to get my bucket and I'm gonna water the upper garden. And I'm sweat and I'm sticky. So I'm in my opinion, I think that a lot of this fake gardening bullshit, this capitalist venture of, container gardens, containers are good for you selling something, right? You're gonna sell it, you're gonna transport it, you're moving it from the nursery to the store. I have all these containers, but where do you see the plants? In the ground. These are about to go on the hill in the ground. I just put them there not to kill them. They need to be in dirt. All the plants in dirt. Plants go in dirt. It's hard. But this is that postmodernist craziness. I'm just telling you. And where am I coming from? I come from country people, y'all. I'm not country. I'm from the suburbs, but my people are country. My family's country. I come from slaves and sharecroppers. My people are rural. All my grandmamas got a garden. My daddy had a garden. I ain't never see them buy all these bullshit and do all this weird shit I see people doing. I got kinfolk. You go out, they got acres of land and then but collard greens as far as here you can see. Pole beans as far as you can see. Snap peas. Everybody sitting on the wraparound porch harvesting, snapping peas. Just the people I come from. I come from country people. Country, rural Georgia people. That's what I come from. I'm not some city slicker who don't know nothing about no dirt. I'm not rural, but I have grown up around rural people in my family my whole life. And so I'm just saying, the further we get away from nature, we gotta know this. We gotta stop thinking that we're doing something. When you're getting away from nature, you're losing it. You're losing the whole point. You're losing everything. You ain't got nothing. When you get away from nature, when all you got is contraptions and shit and weird stuff that you're doing, put the fucking seed in the ground. What's hard? Put the fucking seed in the ground. I'm seeing. I'm just telling y'all. I watch a lot of gardening stuff, and I see a lot of people doing some postmodernist weird shit. Okay, a lot of people are doing some weird postmodernist bullshit. The further you get away from nature, you're losing it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The point of gardening is to create a biosphere, a biozone, whatever, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the dirt. Enjoy the sweat. Enjoy the work. And so people are buying these raised beds, and that's why I'm getting out of the raised beds. I bought that for my daughter, but she don't even really like gardening no more. I bought it for her. She don't even really like it. So I was like, why am I still using these raised beds? I said, okay, I'll just grow some herbs in it. She can just water the herbs. She's not an outdoor person. She don't really like it. I have to keep telling her the bees ain't gonna bother you, but she's just so obsessed about listening to the bees. But they're zooming, mommy. They're zooming. I know they're zooming. She don't like the buzz. That shit irritates her. She's not enjoying herself. I said I'm not gonna force my daughter to be a gardener. She's not comfortable with the bees like I am. They bother her. All she does is look around to see where they're at. And we got these carpenter bees, so they're very loud. And them niggas fight a lot. They be jumping on each other, flying left, zooming right. They be doing a lot. I ain't gonna lie, them carpenter bees be doing the most. She don't like it. So I'm not about to try to make her something she's not. She's let me know we're giving her the opportunity to be a gardener. So I'm over them garden beds. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a jacuzzi over there. I'm gonna get rid of the shit. Because she don't want it. And I said the other day, I said, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna grow my herbs on the hill. That's what I said. I'm gonna grow my herbs on the hill. Because I'm realizing, which I already knew, that the stunted growth is not worth my time. It's not worth my time. Because that's the only thing that beds can do. They can stunt growth. That's why I designed my gardens the way I have. I designed them because of the red clay. I dig out the red clay and put in dirt. I have to do that because I'm in Georgia. In Georgia, red clay is everywhere. Can't nothing grow in that shit. That's like trying to grow a plant in a brick. So I have to. I have to do it like this. But if you scared to pick up a wheelbarrow, you scared to do some shoveling in some dirt, you scared to sweat, you ain't gardening ain't for you. So I mean, and I'm not knocking all containers. Some shit can grow in a container. But ultimately the dirt, the seed and the dirt, the seed and the dirt. I can't say that enough. The seed and the dirt. That's what it is. That's what it's about. That's the point. The seed, the dirt, you know, the insects, the creepy crawlers, the snakes, the frogs, the lizards. That's what is supposed to be happening. That's what it's all about. Us anxious human beings who have so little time and so little patience. Oh, we absolutely must. We must control everything. We must kill every single insect that we see. We must destroy, chop off the head of the snake. Like, come on, man. Come on. Knock down the spider web. It took him how long to build that? Come on. Come on. It's respect for nature that you garden. It's love of the dirt, the magic of the seed and the earth. I'm on some Native American shit. You feel me? I'm on some Native American shit right here. The Native Americans didn't eat no raised bread boxes or whatever the fuck they call them. Okay? We gotta get back to nature. Stop bullshitting, buying all this bullshit. I saw some of these contraptions they selling now. They telling people they can get a garden in their house. They can grow their whole garden in the house. I look at this shit. I'm like, what is this? They got a whole fucking bunch of tubes with water filtration systems and chemicals, little seed pods you gotta keep buying. And this motherfucker is like attached to a machine. This motherfucker attached to a machine, and the machine is making humming noises, and it's water flowing down root systems that don't have no dirt. What the fuck are we doing out here? What are we doing? What the whole fuck are we doing? Yes, I'm having a garden ranch. This post-modernist gardening is bullshit. Seed and soil. I'm gonna get me a goddamn shirt that says seed and soil. We do not grow food in plastic tubes attached to microchips. That's weird. What the fuck? They call it hydroponics. This is some white folk shit. I'm just saying. This is the perversions of whiteness. This is white witchcraft. It's called seed and dirt, earth and soil. I'm just saying. Come on, y'all. We trying to grow food in plastic tubes with chemicals that are attached to machines with microchips. Y'all hear me? Dig that. We trying to grow food in tubes with chemicalized water in machines attached to microchips. Microchips. Y'all feel me? So we don't have to water it. We don't have to look at it under a strange light. It's got some kind of uh, blue lights and red lights because we don't want to use sunlight. Y'all are fucking weird. We don't like sunlight. We'll create light. We'll make red light and blue light and green light. I don't know, y'all. I don't fucking know. So we gonna skip sun. We gonna skip dirt. We gonna skip. We gonna skip natural nutrients in the ground. We're gonna skip all of that. Hell, you didn't skip yourself because the microchip replaced you. This thing is programmed. It's programmed. It's being controlled by a source outside of you. Y'all see what I'm saying? This postmodernist gardening is some bullshit. You don't even need people to grow gardens anymore. Just get a microchip. Sit the machine there. Refill the chemical. That's crazy. I would not eat that shit. I wouldn't eat a goddamn thing that come out of a plastic tube attached to a microchip. Hell no. With no natural fucking sunlight. Hell no. I ain't finna do that. That shit's weird. Even me, I have two melons over there. I got two melons over there in that garden. And I can't wait to get rid of them two motherfuckers. Y'all know why? Because they are anomalies to nature. I hate anomalies to nature. That shit bothers me so deep. I just got to get my nerves up to go on over there and hack them motherfuckers off. It's two butternut squash There are hybrids that I did not create. The bees did the shit. Okay? This is my garlic. It's dry as hell. Okay? So those two butternut squash are hybrids. What do I mean by hybrid? I believe the bee took his happy ass from one of these cucumber. He took his happy ass from one of these cucumber flowers and took his ass over there and pollinated that butternut squash. That's what I think that happened. Because the butternut squash don't got no butt. Okay? It looks like half, it looked like fucking half a cantaloupe, but I ain't had no cantaloupes. It looked like a cantaloupe. It don't look like a butternut squash. So my guess is that the hybrid is coming from these cucumbers. I didn't have some weird shit produced. Like I said, these cantaloupes and honeydews together, that's gonna produce some weird shit. But I just wanted to see if any of them are gonna grow. And they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything because they're too close to proximity. But that's an experiment. I knew that was some bullshit when I did. I just threw the seeds out there for fun. I got thousands of seeds. I just wanted to see some grow. Okay? Everything don't have to be, you know, everything don't have to be resulting in fruits and vegetables. Just like that butterfly bush. It doesn't produce anything. It just makes butterflies come around, you know. Several things I have just make butterflies come around or make bugs come around. You have flowers in the garden, it just makes bugs come around. They don't have to produce anything. That's what I'm saying. You're in tune to the symbiotic relationships. Okay. I got some struggling blackberries over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and water them. They usually don't need anything, but I see they're struggling. So I'm gonna go ahead. I try not to intervene because I want them to grow naturally, like they do naturally. Blackberries in Georgia don't need no help, but I took these and picked them up from behind there. And they'll be back. This one was looking like shit. That one was looking like shit before. I'll just give it some water, help it out. The blackberries don't need your help. They really don't. It's only because I intervened and moved them. That's why I'm doing it. But a lot of these plants don't need your help. They're going to do put the seed in the soil. So the part I was talking about work, this wheelbarrow, this shovel, it's work. And all these machines and contraptions, and I don't want to bend over. So I'm going to put my bed of food high in the air, 4 feet. Technically, you're trying to get plants to grow with gravity pushing on them. Think about that. When they're raised beds, you're pushing gravity. Eh, not sure about that. Not sure about that. That's not the natural state of a plant. I'm not sure about that. You got a plant hoisted 4 feet in the air. Okay, 3 feet in the air. You asking him to grow against gravity. I'm just saying, these are just basic principles. These are basic principles. Is that really smart? I would say it's acting against nature, personally. That's what I would say. But we're doing stuff like that, you know? And when I say growing against the gravity, I'm talking about there's literally nothing under there. It's one thing if you got a bed and that bed is full of dirt. You feel me? That bed is actually full of dirt. The plant might not be able to tell because he's grounded, you know? He's grounded. But when you just have them hoisted up in the air, like hanging plants, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying, I'm not sure about that. People got plants hanging 8 feet in the air. I don't know about that. People do it. I don't know. All right, I got 2 more rows. 2 more rows to do. Got 2 more rows. I'm almost done. Got the tomato plants. And I got to get the beans. You see them beans? My experiment with the beans. Beans, they're not meant to grow like that. I just tried to see. Beans are supposed to grow like that over there. Beans are supposed to grow like that in bunches with somewhere to crawl, with something to attach to. And me knowing they needed to attach something, I had them up against this so-called fake, trellis. I created this little trellis for them. They don't give a damn. They don't like it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. These beans are not doing well. It's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these beans, I'm gonna pick them up. They're not gonna work. That's not working for them. They're not getting enough support. They're not getting a chance to wrap around things. That's not how they grow. That's not how they grow best. Look at them. They turning yellow. They getting fed every day. They getting water. They turning yellow. They not producing. They drying up. They don't look healthy. They're not doing well as individuals. Even the pea pods, it's got 5 pea pods on there, and they look fucking sick. It don't work. So I'm gonna take them beans. I'm gonna put them where they supposed to be, over there as a group growing in vines, like a bush of vines. Put them back over there. I bet you they grow good. I bet you these 8. How many of them? One, two. I got 8. 8? No, I got 10. I bet you by the time I put these 10 over there, they gonna turn loose, honey. They gonna turn fucking loose. They gonna turn loose. They gonna be doing the most. Okay, so I got all these little peppers that I planted. They growing on the side here. But these beans ain't doing good because they're not supposed to grow like that. This is an experiment. I said, what would it be like if I take the beans and grow them in isolation versus this big old, well, I don't know what to call it. I guess I call it a web of beans that I'm growing on the trellis. The web of beans, baby, that shit is producing. This shit right here is not doing nothing. So, rule of thumb, trying to grow individual beans in the ground by themselves in isolation. Mm-mm. I put 5 inches in between each one. They want to be close. They want to be up under each other, wrapped around each other. They want to be hugging. They want to be family. They don't like isolation. Okay, every plant is different, so you got to learn. That's what I'm saying. You got to observe. That's part of gardening. A lot of people, they don't want to garden. They just want to look like they gardening. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to actually garden. They don't want to actually feed the plants. They don't want to actually take care of them. They don't want to water daily. So that goes back to the thing. You don't want to do the hard work. I've heard people say that. Oh, it's the dirt. I'm not about to move dirt. You gotta move dirt. That's part of gardening. That's what you got a wheelbarrow for. That's why you got a shovel. You gotta move dirt. Yes, work. But that's what a garden is about. You gotta move dirt. You gotta dig. You gotta pull. You gotta pry. You gotta build shit. Me and my husband built this little trellis system. You gotta do work. And you got people that don't want to do no work, but they want to garden. So that's where you come up with these crazy ass contraptions from. I'm just saying, this is postmodern, this weird stuff I'm seeing people do. It don't make no sense, baby. It don't make no sense. My clothes, my shirt at this point, even though I ain't been running or doing that real intense, I am sweating. My shirt is soaked. It's early in the morning. If I came out here at 2 o'clock, I'd have been done. I'd have had heat stroke. So you got to have time. That's the next thing. You got people don't want to work. They want to push. They don't want to push no dirt. They don't want to dig. They just want to buy something on the internet so they can look like they garden. They want to use beautiful plastic pots to hold the growth of plants back indefinitely. And they think they're doing it. That ain't how it works though. The time is the other thing. I'd always try to garden, y'all. I'd always try, but y'all know what would happen to me? I didn't have time in the morning, so I could only water in the evening. So my gardens were never the pleasure that I wanted them to be. I didn't have time to spend time in the garden. So I was just trying to grow stuff, trying to learn, but I just did not have the time. I had a full-time career, so many years I would do all kind of different stuff. I had tried container gardens and failed. I tried doing what you call it, tiered gardening on a hill, dig out a tier, put some wood, you know, tried that. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, most of the time I learned stuff, but I would say that as far as being a gardener, I was failing because I wasn't really able to take it all in, to enjoy it, to appreciate the daily growth, the lessons. I like saving the plant from another plant. I like that. I like fussing at them and telling them, hey, what are you doing? Get your ass over here. I like meeting the bees, you know? I like doing all of that. And I was missing out on that just for the sake of being able to say, just for the sake of being able to say, I got a garden. But I was doing it with time constraints. I didn't have that type of freedom. I got 4 hours a day I can be in the garden. If I get up at 7, I can stay out here till 11. I'm almost at 11. It get real hot after 11. But I was cheating myself. But I had a desire, so I kept trying to garden without the time. But I knew at that time, and I know now, that I was missing out. What I knew I wanted was garden culture. That's what I wanted. I wanted garden culture. Garden is the center of my life. I knew that's what I wanted. I wanted to live a garden life. I wanted to be a garden wife. I wanted the garden to be something to bring me and my family together. Okay. I have a question here. Hey, you said, I love watching you. You're so funny. But quick question. I be talking shit, huh? Let me see. You said, quick question. What do you use to give nutrients to your garden? Okay, so that's uh that's an easy answer. When I first plant stuff, you'll see me. I'll go find it. I'll go grab it. When I first plant stuff, I do a garden stick. It's a nutrient stick. I plant the nutrient stick. My husband is working on this fish tea shit, which I am not feeling because that shit stinks. But he takes fish heads and eggshells, and you put water in it and let it get real stinking. And when I say stinking, I mean stinking. He made it one time and I was disgusted. So you can use fish tea. You can look that up on the internet. For stuff you really want to yield. I'm not so much trying to yield a lot, not so much. I'm gonna go down here in a second and I'm going to this is my last little section right here I gotta do. I'll show you my stuff that I have. I'll show it to you. I have a box. My husband bought me a garden box so I can keep all my stuff. I'm so happy I got to tell my husband, we got twins, baby. We got twins. We got twin watermelons. My he grows his watermelons on the front. Those are his. They're separate. He grows his watermelons on the front yard. And I remember this was so funny. My daughter, we didn't know it was a fucking yellow watermelon. So I sliced this shit open. My daughter starts screaming. She never seen a yellow watermelon. She freaked the fuck out. She was hollering. I was like, Luna, what's wrong? That shit, she didn't know what to do because she was ready to eat it. She likes watermelon. And when she saw it was yellow, she nutted up. We tried to talk to her, but she just would not take it. She just was like, fuck that. Okay, so you ask, oh, I saw something move. You ask, where do we get nutrients? Y'all see this nasty sludge, this nastiness? This right here is the nutrients too. So we take all the different fruits and vegetables and it's in what you call a compost bin. All these worms, you see spider webs. It's a whole biosphere. There's worms in there. I'm sure some maggots in there. All kind of stuff. It's all kind of creepy crawlers. I'm looking at a lot of creepy crawlers. And the spiders ain't here to have fun because this is a buffet. Okay? And you see that watermelon? It's got all that slush and nastiness. We put all of this shit in here And over the summer, it will disintegrate. When it turns fall and I'm done with the fall, I usually pick a garden. One is the winter garden, and I leave the other one. And I dig this shit out right here, and I throw it in there. This is compost. So that's one place where it gets natural nutrients by recycling organic ingredients. This right here is compost. This is also got nutrients in it. The nature of this is that this and that is the same thing. This is in the dirt form. This comes from the sanitation department of DeKalb. They have mountains and mountains of compost dirt. They mix it and they do all that shit. They got it right. I have them dig that. I mean, come open this gate and dump it right there. It's usually about this high. This is his work down. So I usually get like a whole dump truck and it falls all the way down my hill. And I work it. I work it from there. So all my gardens are full of this dirt right here. This is compost dirt. It's doing what this thing does. It's already done, but it's the same as this. So I'll take these parts right here and I will spread it out in the wintertime. I'll turn the dirt over, putting this shit in the dirt and turning it over. So that's how I get natural nutrients. Here's another method. I use this stuff sparingly. I use it sparingly because I don't believe that I have to rely on these man-made things. Now this is something I'm about to do. This is 7. It doesn't actually kill anything. What it does is you put it on the what you call it. You put it on tomato plants, and it keeps them from growing eggs. So I only dust that on the leaves. It doesn't actually kill anything. It stops eggs from growing on my tomato plants. That's the only thing I use this for. Nothing else gets 7. You put it on your tomato plants, and no eggs will come. But I put 7 on there one time so far this year. I use it very sparingly. I choose the normal natural method, which is to go and sit my ass right there and look for the bugs. So anytime you see me sitting on a chair with my magnifying glass looking for bugs, that's me choosing the more natural, organic route. Because it'd be easy for me just to take this right here and douse it on all the leaves of the tomato plants. So I'm choosing organic. This is something called fruit tree fertilizer. I have not used it yet. And I also have garden tone. I'm not using it down here because I don't think I need to. I'm using it up there with them cucumbers and the watermelons. And the only reason why I'm doing it is in reaction to the watermelons not really producing like I want them to. So if something doesn't seem like it's growing well, I will use something, but very sparingly. Very sparingly. Okay. And I also have plant food. And you can see all this shit has not been open. You see? I got a lot of stuff I buy in case, but I don't use it. I haven't used it. What else do I have? This is another one I haven't opened. This is for my hydrangeas. I have it, but I didn't open it. And I had got some aloe vera. So you can pour aloe vera on your plants. I swear, I buy the stuff to have it, but I really don't use it. Only when the plants are suffering. And usually when I see a plant suffering, I realize I made a mistake and I replant it somewhere else. So I've been known to move plants around quite a bit because it needs more shade. Now I will show you. I'm gonna come back and read in a second. I'm looking for my garden stick. Here they go. Okay, so this is what I do. Let me sit down so I can read. This is what I do. Okay, it says for house plants, but I don't care. So what I do is when I first plant a plant. Let me see, there's some already out. When I first plant a plant, right beside it, I stick this straight into the ground. Okay, and these are fertilizer spikes. I'll just turn it so you can see it. They feed at the roots, and that's all I do because the composting. I don't feel like I need to add a bunch of fertilizers. I got compost dirt, and I do constant composting. And one thing too, when I have bad tomatoes or bad strawberries, like something didn't ate it, I don't put them somewhere else. I throw them right on back into the garden. I throw them right on back into the garden. Like when I'm sitting and picking beans and I have beans that are no good, I just throw them in the garden. I just toss it right on back in there. So that stuff is composted. Bad tomatoes, I let them sit right there. I don't try to clean them out. You'll see some places where you see like it's a squished tomato, a piece of a tomato fell. I leave it right there. Let it die right where it's at. That adds to it. Okay, let me go back and read. Which price is right? You said nutrients for the garden. So I explained the nutrients for the garden. You said, okay, you compost. That's so great. Yeah, yeah, compost. Thank you. Love it. Um, you don't need it. You're doing great organically. Oh, thank you. Love those sticks. You say you used to compost and attract rats. Oh, honey, yes, yes, yes. It will attract rats. It will attract possums. It will attract all kind of creepy crawlers. You'll end up with a fucking what's that thing? Yeah, possum, cats, dogs. Oh, if you compost all kind of shit, raccoons. And so I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see. Let me see if I can let y'all see it. It's grown up so bad back here. I'm gonna put y'all over the fence so y'all can see my old compost bin. Once we did our once we did our oh gosh, where is it? I see a fucking pole. Oh yeah, that must be it. Okay, so look over the fence, y'all. Do you see my pole? Y'all see my what do you call it? It's like a farmer's not fork. Y'all see that? That used to be my compost bin. Once we got our line drawn to where our land is, my compost bin, when we put the fence up, happened to be behind there. It's made out of chicken wire. But you should be able to see that's my original spot. Okay. I don't know what y'all was able to see, but I left the pitchfork back there. I'll come get it one day. But that pitchfork is because I had a chicken. I had chicken wire. I had a chicken wire compost. Okay. My husband designed it. Basically, you wrap chicken wire around four posts and you throw everything on top, and it eventually, goes down, down, down. You have to turn it over with a pitchfork. So that's what I started with. And I would look outside because I had a dog at that time. I had a big black lab, this crazy ass nigga named Neo. That nigga was crazy, y'all. We matched perfectly. Me and that dog went everywhere together. That was my buddy. That was my child before my child. Me and that damn dog. We be in rivers and swimming and all kind of shit. I love that dog. But anyway, he was a black Labrador, big ass black Labrador, and so he likes chasing shit. So he'd be in the house. He's a house dog. He'd be in the house and he'd be going crazy, going crazy. I'm like, what the fuck going on, Neo? He'd be about to tear down the damn blinds and everything. He's scratching on the damn window and the whole backside has a whole window. He can see out of all the fucking shit. And he was seeing a white possum go to the compost. That white possum was eating like a buffet. That nigga was turning over on his back, eating with his feet in the air. He was having him a jolly good time. And because he was white, he was so easy to see. My dog would go crazy over this fucking possum. So sometimes I would let him out and let him go chase the possum down. But one time they got into a fight and it didn't turn out good for my dog. He came back without no damn neck collar, so he went under the bed. So he got his ass whooped that day. But yeah, this is the compost bin. Notice how it's designed, creator. It's heavy. You see how heavy it is? Why is it heavy like that? Oh, yuck. Fuck, I made all them bugs come out. Fuck, let me close this. Ugh, it's like a whole plethora of them just came out on me, on my face. Okay? These, it's a bunch of fruit flies and stuff coming out. Oh, hold on. I gotta close this. But look, this right here, what is that? I just seen some weird shit move. I ain't never seen that bug. He got a bunch of legs. Gotta blow them off. Okay, you go on in there, go on in there, go on in there. But it's heavy. Why is it heavy? It's heavy because we don't want the possum. We don't want the possum to be able to get his ass in there. The possum or the raccoon. The possum and the raccoon is the problem. You know, I don't need you to eat all the fruit because I'm trying to actually, I'm trying to actually maximize the fruit to do composting. So if you sitting there eating the shit, then what's the purpose, right? Uh, get some cats. Oh, honey, I hate cats. Which price is right? Excuse me, which price is right? Are you a male or female? I just want to know because I don't want to like refer to you as the wrong pronoun. Are you a male or female? Which price is right? Please tell me. And see, here goes another one. Here goes another one. Here goes. I don't know if y'all can see it. Here's a whole spider web. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm not gonna bother him. That's his business. I'm not gonna bother that spider. Leave him alone. You see what I'm saying? If you don't like insects and you don't like dirt and you don't like if you don't like anything, just get you some house plants. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let me see what else. Get some cats. Ooh, I don't like cats. You said I'm in the desert. We get rats and jackrabbits. Oh, desert. I like the desert. I need a better compost bin. Yeah, yeah, girl, get you a compost bin. And where mice are, snakes come. Yeah, I say every time you lift up something, be prepared that it's a whole damn snake under there. Wherever you live, be prepared that anytime you move or kick something over or pick up a piece of wood, be prepared. That's a gardener's mind. You ain't got to be running. Ah, ah. I be ready. I be on point. I be saying like, it's probably a snake under here. I brace myself for, so I don't have to be surprised. That's where snakes go under shit. I don't want to stomp the snake out. I know for a fact that he's going to run. I think it's only two snakes that are like aggressive, and that's the cobra and the python. They will run towards you rather than away from you, but most snakes run away. They be like, "Oh shit, let me get out of here." Most snakes like, "Oh fuck, you found me, let me go. I don't want no problems." Snakes don't want to fight, and so if you know that, I have snake handler training too, and I had training because I grew up in the desert for part of my life. I like spiders and the bees. Yeah, girl, you gotta like the animals. Bees and yellow jackets are my friends. Exactly. We got rattlesnakes. See, yeah. And see, I had that training when I grew up in Arizona. They said that it's really hot, y'all. It's hot. I'm about to go in a second. I mean, look at my. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see the condensation on my arm? Can y'all see that? I am sweating, baby. I am sweating. And I don't even feel like I'm doing it. I'm sweating. My whole shirt is just, I'm sweating. I'm covered in sweat. I'm covered in sweat. That's what I'm saying. This ain't for no punk ass bitches, okay? Gardening ain't for no punk ass bitch. If you want to be a punk ass bitch, go get you a whole bunch of indoor fucking plants and some Susie slippers and fucking headband and a t-shirt, a negligee or whatever, a robe, whatever. You understand? This shit ain't for no punks. And I mean, I can only imagine if I had acres of land. I'm working a very small garden, two small gardens. I'm working two small gardens, and the shit I have to sacrifice and give up. There's pleasure and there's joy, right? I forgot to water the. Godly. Okay, I haven't finished watering. Let me get my ass up. I got to do these lower. Ain't gonna take but a second. What did I do with my damn bucket? Oh Lord, Mike Lowry. Oh here. Okay. I always lose my bucket. But yeah, it ain't for no punk ass bitches. This shit is not for no damn punks. You got to be about that life, okay? But like I said, I understand people have constraints because a lot of people are working jobs. I'm retired, so yeah, I have the time and energy, and that's my umbrella. When it get real hot and I can't take it, I just walk around with the umbrella because this shit be hot. This shit have your whole face looking like you just went swimming. This Georgia humidity ain't no joke. You put my stuff up, but that's my tool thing. Okay. We need to get some more water. Okay, let me see what this is. I know plants are thriving. I'm in Arizona. Yeah, I had to learn about rattlesnakes. When I was a kid, we had to be trained on rattlesnakes because we had high grasses and stuff. And they said that if you go into an area and you can't see, but you hear, they said you got to freeze and don't move until you can evaluate. They even told us to hold your hands up in the air so people would know that you had a rattlesnake around you that you couldn't see, you know? And that way somebody could come help you out. Because a lot of times you can't see the rattlesnake, especially when it's high grass or something. And the rattlesnake don't want to fuck you up. He trying to tell you, hey, back up. That's his way of saying, back up off me. You too close to me, you know? A lot of people don't know that's why the rattlesnake does that. He's saying, back up off of me if you don't want no problems. And so the best thing to do is back up off of him. Don't get no closer, or you're gonna have a bad day. Okay, I finished my final little bit. Oh my god, y'all, if y'all can see, let me see. The condensation. I am sweating. I'm going straight to the shower because I am covered in water. I'm covered. But see, it's good for you. It's good. See, gardening is good for you. You lose some weight. You be out here 2, 3, 4, 5 hours digging and hoeing, and you lose some weight. It's kind of like yoga. You got to bend over a little bit. You got to duck down, kneel down. You do a lot. Sometimes y'all hear me breathing hard. It might be because I'm bent over, upside down, doing something, you know. So sometimes you hear me, I'm like, it's because I've been bent over. I've been breathing upside down because I'm pulling something or looking at something. We up north. Okay. I know your plants are thriving. My plants are going through it. What you mean? Okay, what you call it? Which price is right? Are you a male or a female? Can you just tell me that? If you don't mind, are you a male or female? That's one to know for point of reference. Because I've had times when I have people I'm talking to, and then I'll be like, all right, girl or honey, I don't want to do that if you're a man. So I would like you to please tell me if you're a male or female. You know what I mean? And I've had the name I can't tell. And so I've had times I said to a dude, I'm like, all right, girlfriend. They be like, excuse me, I'm a man. I'm like, oh, my bad. So this is a heterosexual agenda. I'm not asking pronouns on some weird shit. I'm asking pronouns to make sure that I keep my conversation with you on point as to whether you are a male or female. I know Creative Solutions, she's a female, so that's why I asked. Oh, okay, you're male, but your wife watches it. Okay, so I'll just make sure I'll just treat y'all neutrally then, since y'all use the same account. I'll just treat y'all neutrally. I'll just talk instead of say girlfriend or honey or anything like that. I'll just do that. Okay, that's cool. I just remember that. What price is right? And you said we're trying to work with 40 acres. What? You about to get some land? That's cool. My plants are going through it. Creative, tell me, please. Tell me what's going on with your plants. What's going on with your plants? And did you ever get your garden beds? I'm sure you're gonna get the ones that's close to the ground. 'Cause I know you got concrete, honey. And that's what I said. People, when you already got concrete or you live in an apartment, you don't got no choices, right? You don't really have. I don't think you live in an apartment, but you live in a house, but you got concrete. You already got paved concrete. You said it's all good. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, oh my God, it's so hot. And y'all know what? I had never paid no attention to fans until they had that whole Carnival cruise thing, and they was talking about people was doing a fan dance. I was like, why the hell don't I use a fan? They got them at the Dollar Tree. I think I didn't want to seem pretentious, but damn it, I'm getting a little bit older. I'm like 47 now, and I've noticed. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I've noticed I'm starting to get hot for no reason. like super hot. I'm usually a cold natured person. So I think I am going to go to the Dollar Tree. I might go today and get me a couple of fans. And I'll do it when I'm by myself because I don't want to seem like I'm doing some fake Southern Belle or, I'm not doing that for show. I'm literally fucking hot. Like right now, I want to take this top right here and turn it into a fan, but it's got so much dirt and grime on it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go sit. Literally, I got a fan that I keep rotating in my living room, so I'm gonna go and sit in front of that first and cool down. Then I'm gonna take a cool shower. I'm sure my daughter's in there. She probably in there singing or doing some crazy shit. I ain't been in the house in a couple of hours. I kind of focus, I get focused, and I don't tend to go inside unless I have to. I'm surprised I didn't bring no water out here. See, if my husband had been had to have water, that's the first thing he gonna say. Get your water, May. Get your water. He always make me get water if I come outside. Without him around, you see how my water falls apart? Bitch would be dehydrated. I'm gonna have a fucking heat stroke. Like, what happened to you, man? My husband didn't tell me to get my cup, so I didn't. Here we go. I be having to be managed, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I have to be managed for my own better goodness. That's the truth. I'm a little dependent. Anyhow, creative, you did not say what your plants are going through. Can you do a video, creative? Can you do a video about what your plants are going through? Can you do a video? Now, let me say this. Let me say this before I end my stream. I think that anybody who has an inkling to try something should try it. 'Cause I don't want people to think I'm discouraging or being snotty about gardening. I'm just simply saying that if a garden and all the things, the insects, the all the stuff, if all of that bothers you, if sweat and dirt bothers you, you know, if everything about it, the bugs, the bees, the this, the that, the dirt, if you want to kill everything that comes around the garden, all I'm saying is the nature of you might not be in tune to being a gardener. And you may love plants. And if you love plants, that's wonderful. That's nature too. But they have indoor greenhousing. What do you call it? A green room? What do people call it? A garden room. A glass, you take part of your house and you turn it into a glass room. Like what do you call it? Arboretum or some shit like that. And you can grow plants indoors. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to discourage nobody because I've had my own garden journey. I had to crawl before I walked. I started with container plants. I started, you see raised beds right here. These are for my daughter. I was trying to accommodate her, make sure that she could do something that she's comfortable with just to get her hands in the dirt. But she has showed me that she doesn't like gardening and she doesn't like bees. So I'm not going to force a child and make something beautiful ugly by pushing my will on her. I'm going to let that go. Bees will be gone soon. I might leave one. I might leave one. But this one is falling apart anyway. You see how you trust the universe? You see how you trust the universe? Shit'll work out the way it's supposed to. All three of these started falling apart. I was like, what am I gonna do? She doesn't like gardening anyway. That's mommy's thing. So that's something I've learned too. Even about gardening. You can't force the nature of yourself onto a child. You give them an opportunity, you give them exposure. But she can come out here, she can tell you, I hold the seed. Or what is this, Luna? It's a seed. What is this? This is the stem. That's a flower. That's the root. How do things grow, Luna? She can tell me. You pour water on it. you know, you pour water on it. The sun will come. It will grow high in the sky. She knows about the life cycle. She understands all of that. She's been exposed. So I've done my job. I've given my child a chance to be a gardener, to have exposure. Who knows? Maybe she'll come across something later on and she'll be really excited about it and she'll want to come back to the garden. I remain open. I'm merely here to offer her opportunities in life, to be a guide and a support for her. She's her own individual soul. I call myself her mother, but I'm her guide. I'm her support. I'm her servant, you know? So the garden taught me to let people, you know, come to the garden naturally. If she ever says, "Mommy, I want to go to the garden," she sounds like come out here every day. And I say, "You want to come outside?" She says, "No." Luna, do you want to come and be out here? Sometimes she'll say, "Yeah." If Daddy's out here, she'll say, "Yeah." She'll be out here for a little while. She start listening to these bees buzzing. She's, "I'm ready to go inside." I'm like, "Okay." You don't like the bees, and the birds make. She said they make her nervous. They jump in here, there, everywhere. She don't necessarily like the birds. I don't think she understands what the birds are doing. I think because they sit on the fence and they come on the ground. They get up and they come down. I think that I don't know. I think that she just doesn't like birds. She likes cats for some reason. Okay, let me see. It's all good. It was nice meeting you. I'm finna go look at my garden now. Have a good day. Ashe, appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. I'm in my stream. Like I said, people cry for you walk, but evaluate whether you are actually a gardener. Do you like nature? Do you respect nature? Does it bring? Oh my God, y'all! He's over there eating my elderberries. Y'all see the bird? He's eating my elderberries. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, he's eating my elderberries. That's why they're gone. Y'all look at him. Can y'all see this? He's eating my elderberries. He just ate all my elderberries. That's what I'm having. I was wondering what happened to him. The bird is eating my elderberries. He's picking them off. But you know what? It doesn't matter because guess what? I can't eat them. They're poisonous to me. So apparently, I have a bird feeder without knowing it. That bird just got done eating my elderberries. I see you. He sat here and he picked my elderberries clean. Y'all see that? Mm-mm-mm. I was wondering what happened to my elderberries. I was noticing it was kind of bare. That bird. I told you they'll eat your berries now. That's why I said my job is to get to my stuff before they do. If my raspberries are gone, it's my fault. That's why I come out every day and pick my raspberries. If my strawberries are gone, it's my fault. That bird just ate my elderberries. All right then. That's his job. All right, Ashe. Y'all have a good day.